we had a question come in about ways to use video in a module, so I'm going to talk just very briefly about those two ways of doing that. So as you can see right now, I'm in developer mode and I'm on my page, and I'm going to go to the video that I want to embed, and I usually use YouTube, but if you use Vimeo, you usually can find this as well under their share settings and things like that. So you click on share on YouTube, and you can see that they have on the left here the embed button. You're going to click on that, and it gives you this code right here, and you can just copy that and go back to your module, go back to tools and source code, and hit OK, and you can see that it appears right there in the video. And when a viewer comes to it, they'll hit play, much like you saw in some of those initial videos that were in the modules that you did before Day with a Designer. Just a couple more things to note with the embed code. Let's say you have a long video, but you don't want it to start right at the beginning. You want it to start a minute in. You can click this and change this number to like a 1, say, and then it will change the code, and it did it very quickly automatically. But when you do that, it will go back to tools and source code, put it in again, and now we've got it there. And when you play page and you do that, you can see that it starts at 1 minute versus if you play the first one where we didn't do that.
In this video, we're going to talk a little.
It starts at 0. So that's just kind of a fun feature there. And then of course you want to save changes to do that. And then again, if you want to delete the first one because that's not the one, just go back in to that tools and source code, hit OK, and now we're back to just the one page, and that starts you at that 1 minute. And again, you can kind of fuss with that embed code. There is a way to change it so that it ends at a certain point. That is a little more complicated. So if you have something that you want to have a certain start time and a certain end time, just send me an email and we can kind of walk through that. It involves just changing the embed code a little bit. The other way to put a module in is to do sort of, or a video in a page is to do something kind of like this. And you can use whatever text you want. Click here to view video. So in this case, you don't necessarily want it on the page. So I'm going to go back to my video. I'm going to go back to share, and I'm just going to copy this link right here. Copied. And go back to my module. And then we're going to insert it like a hyperlink. So hyperlink that text, click on the hyperlink, put the YouTube link there, and then I always like to set it to open in a new window. The system doesn't like the back button, so if you don't set it to that, it'll open on this page, and then sometimes it'll log people out. So I always set it again. If you go back here, I'll show that one more time, to open in a new window or target in a new window, and that way it'll open next to it in a new window, and then they can just come back to this window to get to their content in the module. And again, we're going to save changes to the page. So those are the two ways that I typically use or put videos in modules. If you are using Vimeo, they also have a place on their share settings. Typically it looks like an airplane, I believe, and if you click on that, it'll give you a link, and it should give you that embed code that you need as well. So that is sort of the two ways to put video into a module.